spices and seasonings market worth $24.23 billion by 2028. Global industry demand by share, revenue, CAP, and forecast report by Fortune Business Insights. When humans began using formal writing systems, they also began documenting their use of medicinal plants. So we can be more certain about the history of herbal remedies dating back to about 3000 BC. As civilizations developed and trade routes became established, travelers began observing other cultures' use of plants and brought both herbal remedies and knowledge of their use back to their home countries. Such observations lead in a more or less straight line to conventional medicines, adoption and adaptation of some phytomedicines, including Taxus brevifolia or Pacific yew, which gives us the anti-cancer drug Taxol, and Chondrodendron tomentosum, which gives us tuberculin chloride, used to calm patients' muscles during surgery. In terms of more commonly used herbal medicines, we prepare and take some of them in the same way as our ancestors did. We know, for instance, that the constipation remedy castor oil, which comes from the castor bean, was used as a laxative thousands of years ago. Such knowledge may be humbling, given our contemporary emphasis on expensive healthcare and medical research. Healing herbs around the world. How many herbs are there in the whole world we can use and know about? However, of the herbs that are important to man for medicine, aromatic uses, and for flavoring food, that is, those important enough to be in the commercial trade, there are about 2,000 or 3,000 herbs. Healing herbs around North America. Central to all of these events, of course, are the herbs themselves. While the peak of ancient cultures, those who discovered and passed their herbal knowledge onto scores of succeeding generations no longer survive, many of the plants do. Here are descriptions of some key medicinal herbs of the world with their past and present uses. Here, bloodroot and Sanguinaria canadensis was used by Native Americans to treat fevers and rheumatism and to induce vomiting. Modern herbalists use it as an emetic too, as well as to promote coughing and clearing of the respiratory tract. They also use it cautiously because bloodroot can be toxic in large doses. Taxus brevifolia grows in the Cascade Range, running from Washington to Northern California. It was once used to treat rheumatism, but modern herbalists avoid it because it is extremely toxic. There are so many plants to talk about, you will need to do your own research to have a better understanding of all the different herbs used just in this one location of the earth. Healing herbs around Europe. Foxglove is a native to Western Europe, where folk healers used it as a diuretic and for other purposes. Today, it is the source of the powerful heart drugs digitoxin and digoxin. Belladonna and Atropa belladonna, also known as deadly nightshade, was once believed to help witches fly. Its name may come from the practice by Italian women of using the herb to dilate their pupils, considered a mark of beauty. It was also used to treat colic and peptic ulcers. Today, it is used to dilate pupils for eye examinations and to inhibit the parasympathetic nervous system, which controls involuntary actions such as saliva production. Healing herbs from Australia. Eucalyptus and Eucalyptus globulus was used by the Aborigines to treat fevers and infections. Today, we know that the leaves' essential oil contains eucalyptol, which contributes to the herb's ability to dilate the small airways of the lungs. It often is used as an ingredient in chest rubs and balms for sore muscles and joints. Healing herbs around Central and South America. Ipecac and Cephalus ipecacuana was used by South Americans to clear the stomach and the respiratory tract. European explorers took it home with them in 1672 and found it to be an effective treatment for amoebic dysentery. It's still used for this purpose today. It also is used to treat bronchitis and whooping cough and induce vomiting, but it can be deadly when used at large doses. So use the herb only under the guidance of a qualified healthcare professional. Curare, also called D. tubercurare, was the first paralytic used in anesthesia, but it has been replaced by newer agents. It was introduced to anesthesia around 1940. It was discovered in South America and was first used in poison arrows for hunting. It is harvested from the plant Strychnos toxifera. Chondrodendron tomentosum grows wild in the Amazonian rainforest. The root and stem gave early hunters a prey-paralyzing poison to use on their arrows. This poison comes from an alkaloid in the plant known as tuberculorine, a form of which is used to paralyze patients' muscles during surgery. Cacao, also called Theobroma cacao, comes from an evergreen tree native to Mexico and Central America. The Aztec name for this tree is chocolate, from which comes the English word chocolate. Cacao seed pulp was used to stimulate the nervous system. Quinine, also called cinchona, is native to the mountainous regions of South America. Peruvians use the bark to make a treatment for fevers and infections. Today, we know that its bark contains alkaloids that provide a remedy for malaria, which was used until the early 1900s and again after the 1960s, when resistance to the synthetic anti-malaria drug chloroquine developed. The papaya and the Carica papaya tree bears a sweet fruit that Mayans used, along with the tree's latex and shoots in their herbal medicine. We know that the fruit contains papain, a protein-dissolving enzyme that eases digestion. Coca and Ethoxylum coca is best known as the source of the illegal drug cocaine, but it is also used in the folk medicine as a treatment for toothaches and to combat the chill in mountainous, rainy areas of the eastern Andes. Cocaine and other alkaloids in the plant's leaves have stimulant and anesthetic action. Healing herbs around Asia. Ginkgo and Ginkgo biloba is very popular in the United States, primarily because studies show that it's effective in improving circulation to the brain and improving the condition of some Alzheimer's patients and those suffering from senile dementia. The tree is native to China, where its seeds are used in herbal medicine to relieve wheezing and to treat incontinence, and its leaves are used to treat asthma. Coriander was placed in King Tutankhamun's tomb for his use in the afterlife. The Babylonians enjoyed utilizing coriander in their cuisine, recording recipes on their cuneiform tablets. A clay tablet of Babylonian King Merodach-Baladan II, 722 to 710 BCE, listed plants grown in his royal garden, including coriander. Essential oils, including oil from coriander, were produced by the ancient Persians, who once controlled the perfume trade. Traditional Chinese medicine, TCM, regards the coriander plant as a warming, helping to rid the body of disease in the upper respiratory tract, eyes, ears, nose, throat, and skin. In the ancient practice of acupuncture, coriander concerns the stomach and lung meridians. TCM practitioners use coriander to deal with rashes, coughs, and to reduce phlegm, as well as treat measles and diabetes. It also serves as a detoxifier and promotes the circulation of Ki, the vital life force flowing through the body. Very much a mainstay of Indian cuisine and herbalism, coriander is cultivated in all states in India. Interestingly, traditional Indian medicine also uses coriander to treat type 2 diabetes. It is the seeds that manage blood sugar levels. In Thailand, coriander roots are used to treat chickenpox, while its stems may induce perspiration and heal hemorrhoids. Phak chi, the Thai term for coriander, also relieves cough, stomach ache, and nausea. Traditional Indonesian medicine highly values the coriander plant, especially in the treatment of diabetes. Lemongrass, commonly called lemongrass, Cymbopogon citratus, is a tropical plant belonging to the grass family, also known as serai or seri, Indonesian or Malaysian, Khong Sa, which is Vietnamese, Tanglad, Tagalog, Takrai, which is Thai, Hue Sing Kai, Lao, Kray, Kaima, Sapaling, Burmese, and Duot Morin, Titom. It is truly an Asian herb. Lemongrass contains about 70% citral, an aromatic compound, giving lemongrass its typical lemony scent, as well as antibacterial, antifungal, and antimicrobial properties. Rich in flavonoids, a form of natural antioxidant, lemongrass could also help fight inflammation, while the geraniol in the herb's essential oil repels insects. Lemongrass also reduces levels of uric acid and cholesterol and aids in the detoxification of the liver and kidneys. Its diuretic effect keeps the digestive system in order. Citral also has anti-cancer effects, reduces fever, and helps in controlling diabetes and maintaining appropriate levels of insulin. It also helps to promote sleep, as it has sedative properties. Packed with antioxidants, flavonoids, and phenolic compounds, all beneficial to the human body, is also a source of vitamins and minerals. There is so much to say. Here is the link so you can understand why herbs are so important in big major superpowers when ruling their lands, and where they're only talking about a few herbs that are just grown in their homelands. Healing herbs around Africa. Yohimbe and Pozinstalia yohimbe is native to the forests of Western Africa. The Bantu tribe uses its bark as a male aphrodisiac, and the herb has been used in conventional medicine to treat impotence. Yohimbe contains alkaloids that stimulate the brain, but they are toxic in high doses. Castor bean and Ricinus communis, from which we obtain castor oil, was listed in the Ebers Papyrus. The plant is believed to be native to Eastern Africa and is cultivated today in hot climates around the world. The seeds are toxic, but oil from the seeds is not. Castor oil is used as a base in cosmetics and as a laxative. Recently, researchers have been exploring the castor bean's effectiveness as a contraceptive. Aloe and aloe vera is native to Eastern and Southern Africa. Legend has it that Cleopatra attributed her beauty to aloe vera gel, which comes from the leaves. At the base of aloe leaves, one can find a yellow sap that when dried yields bitter aloes, which are strongly laxative. Aloe gel is a powerful healer of burns and wounds, and research shows that the gel contains aloectin B, which stimulates the immune system. Senna and Cassia senna is native to tropical Africa and was first used medicinally by Arabian physicians in the 9th century. Then, as now, its medicinal value comes from its strength as a laxative. Senna causes the muscles of the large intestine to contract and prevents fluid from being absorbed. Visnaga and Amivisnaga provided the Egyptians with a remedy for kidney stones. Today, the herb still is used to ease the pain of kidney stones and is the source of a drug used to treat asthma. Visnaga derivatives have a powerful antispasmodic action on the bronchial muscles. The kola nut is the fruit of the kola tree, Kola acuminata and Kola nitida, indigenous to West Africa. The trees, which reach heights of 40 to 60 feet, produce a star-shaped fruit. Each fruit contains between 2 and 5 kola nuts, about the size of a chestnut. This little fruit is packed with caffeine. Kola nuts have a bitter taste when chewed fresh. When they're dried, the taste becomes milder and they reportedly smell of nutmeg. The kola nut is a cultural staple in many West African countries, prized for its effects as a central nervous system stimulant. Throughout West Africa, every market, bus depot and corner shop has small piles of kola nuts for sale. It's a significant cash crop for poor rural farmers. Many people chew them daily for a dose of caffeine. Each nut contains more caffeine than 2 large cups of American coffee. In the West, the United States and Europe, you are more likely to encounter kola nut extract than the fresh nut itself. Kola extract is a common food flavoring found in Coca-Cola, Pepsi Cola, and now many popular energy drinks.